Good afternoon, good evening. Let me it's been a while. Let me just explain how I got this entry for my EURJPY with 12.6 stop pips for stop loss and 86.9. Let me say 87 pips for you take profit. So it is 1.1 to 7 risk reward. So let me just explain. What I use is just simple trend line breakout and retest. So it's just very simple, very cool, but the patience for allowing the candlestick to form is just what it requires. So far this week had I've had three trades, which is EURJPY, which is 7 risk reward, another one on EURJPY, which is 4 risk reward. I've had one on GBPJPY, which gives 8 risk reward, and one on gold, which is 4 risk reward. So let me just explain how I got the entry for the EURJPY, for the GJ, and for the gold. So this on the let me remove everything. So this is a 30 minutes time frame for EURJPY. So if you notice, the market has been trending up from here. Market has been trending up, retraced, then continue, retrace a little, then continue before the down. So after the market came down, the market started ranging from here, started ranging. So my entry was around here. My entry was around here, and my take profit was around here. My stop loss was around here. So let me just explain how I got it. So the strategy that I use is just trend line, breakout, and retest. So for example, we have this. Market has been trending this way, trending. Then we have a change in the market structure. So if you see, the market has been moving like this, has been following the trend line, which is this. The market has been following the trend, which is the uptrend, which is this. So we have two type of trend line trading. We have the breakout and the rebounds trend line. This one here is a rebounds trading, which is this. The market coming here, touch the trend line, continue pushing up again, come down to the trend line again, continue pushing up, come down, touch the trend line, move up again. Here touches the trend line, then move up again before the breakout. This is the breakout, the point of the breakout. So let me just remove it. So the market broke out from this trend line. This is the trend line here. Market has been moving up. So if you notice, it's just like higher highs and higher lows, or lower high, lower low, or stuff like that, the way you call it. So this one, we have this, which give us this low. We also have this high. that gave us this low. We also have this high again. This low gave us this high, and this high gave us this low. So like that, like that. So when the price got to this point, this this low on a 15 minutes time frame, we have this low here. This high give us this low, and this low give us this high, and the high is not even up to this one. It's not up to here. So it's just like an inducement. So the market pushed up and gave us this high. This inducement gave us this low. Then it gave us this high here. So for this low, we have a break of structure here. We have a break of structure here. This low, this one that broke the trend line. This one that broke the trend line here. This candlestick that broke the trend line. It broke the structure as well. This one. Then we are expecting a retracement back to the trend line. It's either a retracement back to the trend line or to a fair value gap zone or to a supply zone. If it's a and if you are looking for a sell, so it's either you wait for the price to retest back to the fair value gap zone, the FVG, the supply zone, or to the trend line. So it's either the price retested back to the fair value gap, the supply zone, or the trend line. So this one, the price, I was expecting the price to retest back to the trend line because here we don't have any fair value gap zone here, and we don't have a supply zone. We have a supply zone at this top. We have a supply zone here. So we have a supply zone there, which is this zone. We have a supply zone, which is this. So that supply zone is what I'm expecting the price to retest back to, but the price did not get there before the breakout. So my entry was here, was around this zone. Entry was around this zone. So how I got my entry here was anytime there's a breakout, it's either you wait for a confirmation for the sell before you enter after the retest. So the price came back, retested here. See, the price came here, broke out, then retest back a little bit before the drop. So how I got my entry here was using the mitigation block. Like this price here came here. See, this price respected this zone when it got here. This price got here, pushed up. This block, the price touched the block, pushed up again. Then the price broke that block, then which turned into a mitigation block. This price retested back. The price broke this block and retested back to that block, this same block, then started dropping. So assuming the price did not drop from here and it broke it to the upside, that means this block will turn to a violation block. That means this price has violated the rule, in which this all this one are expecting, touching the block and breaking, touching the block and, and rejecting. So assuming this price broke this block, it will turn to a violation block. Then the price will continue pushing up. Then you will be expecting a retest back to the block and a push up. But the price respected the block and broke out from the trend line, from the block, and started dropping. So I put my entry here. My entry was put here. My entry was put here on that block. Then my target was the last low before the trend started. This low, but we have a breakout here, like a fake out here. So I reduce my target to this point. I reduce my target to this point. My target to this zone. Then my target is now here, so which is 87 pips, and my stop loss was above here and above here. The last candlestick before the before the block, before the other block, mitigation block, is here. So my stop loss was around this candlestick here. Let me go to the 30 minutes time frame. So my stop loss was above this candlestick, the last one before the breaking out of the mitigation block here. This is the top of the, so I just shifted my stop loss to the upside a little bit, because the price can come down and reject it. So then my stop loss was around this, my take profit was around this point. So which gave me 6.8 risk reward, which is approximately 8 risk reward. So what I use is just the basic thing that I use is breakout trend line. The price broke out of the trend line here. The price broke out from this trend line and retested back to this block. Then I entered and take my profit here. It's just simple like that. So, and for the second trade I took was on a 15 minutes time frame, I think. On a 15 minutes time frame, which is this same trend line. The price started trending from here. I think it's on 5 minutes time frame. Yeah, it's on 5 minutes time frame. So the price started trending up from here. I think it's from here. So price started trending up from here. So if you notice, the price is giving a bouncing trading here. The price came here, touched the trend line, pushed up, come down, touched this trend line, this zone, went up, come down again, this trend line again. Then before the breakout here, the breakout was around here. Then I said it earlier that is either the price come back to the fair value gap zone, the trend line, or to the supply zone. We have a supply zone above here. We have a supply zone here, and these three candlestick. If you trade chart pattern, this three candlestick is like, I think it's a evening star or morning star. I don't know what you call it. Evening star or morning star. So the price came back to that zone Just came back to that zone and started selling. Then my take profit was here, this last low here. Then my stop loss is above this, above this doji candlestick here. Then my entry was here. My entry was around this zone. Then my take profit is here. So that's how I got my the two entries on EURJPY. The stop loss was above around here. I just shifted it to give me 6.5 pips stop loss for 27 pips. My take profit was even around this zone, 27.2, 27.2, and my stop loss was around there, 6.5. So this gave me 4 risk reward. So the first one was on a 30 minutes time frame that gave me 1 to 7 risk reward, which is this one. And the second trade was 4 risk reward, which is this. So that's how I got my 2 entries on the EURJPY, the 7 risk reward and the 4 risk reward. So for the GBPJPY is still there. It's still there. I use the same thing, the trend line breakout and the retest. The same thing, the price respected the trend line, came here, but this one did not touch the trend line here. Then price broke out here, which the price broke this last low here. This last low, the price broke it, broke the last low, and the price retested back. Price came in, retested back to the trend line, started dropping. And my take profit was around this zone, this last low, but this one is very close to the trend line, so my take profit was around here, which is here. Then my stop loss is above the last candlestick before the breakout, which is this. And I shifted it up in case the price come to that zone and get rejected, which gave me 13.8 pips stop loss and 112.4 pips for the take profit. So which gave me 8.14 risk reward for the GBPJPY. So is just the same thing, the trend line breakout and retest for the GBPJPY, EURJPY, and the gold. So you have to wait for the breakout, wait for the retest back to the fair value gap zone, the supply zone, or to the trend line. So first thing, you need to draw your trend line to see the price respecting the trend. If it's uptrend, the price needs to be going up. Then you wait for the break of structure, the last low given from the structure. You need a candlestick that will break that low, which is showing a change in market structure, which means the trend is about to change. And for you to have a valid change in market structure, using the Fibonacci retracement, the price needs to go below the break of structure will pass the 50% of the Fibonacci retracement. So which is just like that. So for the if you are looking for a buy, the price need to retest back to the trend line, the fair value gap or the demand zone. For the sell, the price retested back to the supply zone, but for the buy, the price need to retest back to the demand zone. So if you look at this one too, the price broke out here, but even from here, price was expecting the trend line here. Price was expecting here, come down. You're having higher lows, then the price broke out here. So I'm expecting the price to come down to this zone, around this zone, which will give, you see, the price has been tested back to the trend line, but the candlestick is still forming. So I'm expecting a drop to this zone, which will give about 95 pips, then 16 pips stop loss, which will give about 1.65, 1.125 risk reward. So that's just how I got my entry for the EURJPY and GBPJPY. The same thing with gold. That's how I got it. And this GBPUSD that is still running, you see the trend line on the 15 minutes time frame, the price we tested back to this doji candlestick here, around this zone, around this zone. It's either you call it a doji candlestick or an indecision candlestick, which means the buyers and the sellers are not, they are not ready to decide where the price will go to. Then after the indecision candlestick, the price broke out and went up. This one went up, which engulfed the doji candlestick, which means the price is about to go up. Then you are to expect the price to come back and tap into that zone before the buy. So that's what the price literally did. Price came here, which broke out of the trend line. The price retested back to the doji candlestick around this zone, then started moving up. So that's just how I got my entry for the EURJPY, USDJPY, and GBPUSD. The same thing with gold. I don't know if it's still there. This hit stop loss. I don't know. I don't even know this trend that I use here. I just place this and this. You see, but this one, you see, the price expected the trend line coming down. The price has been on downtrend for a while, so that's just how I got my entry for EURJPY, the 7 risk reward, the 4 risk reward, the GBPJPY 8 risk reward, and the GBPUSD. You see, the price is dropping already on GBPJPY. So that's just it. Thank you for listening, and God bless you all. Thanks for the attention. Thanks for the audience. God bless.